Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. If nobody's told you today, you look good today. I am an intuitive reader, a manifesting coach, a Reiki practitioner, life path guide, and mentor here to help you along your awakening journey so that you can co-create the life of your dreams. And in this video, I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do to work on your manifesting skills. Manifesting is an art. We have to learn what works for us. Everybody is so different, right? Some people love to visualize. Some people like to write. Some people like to sing their desires, to talk about it with friends. They like to speak it into existence, basically. So the methods I'm going to teach you today are what worked for me and some of my clients. And like I said, everybody is so different. So try out all 3 and see what works for you. Or maybe pick one and do one week and see how you feel. Some people really struggle with their imagination and quickly going into a visualization exercise. So writing might work for you. So really feel into what works. So I've kind of already given away some of the methods, but the first one is a mirror method. I actually learned this early on in my grief. So I endured the loss of my daughter back in 2012. She was only 6 weeks old and she passed away from a muscle disorder. It was called Nemaline myopathy. There was a 1 in 50,000 chance of a baby being born with it. I see all souls as when they're choosing to depart and to come here for a short period of time or long period of time, everything's perfect. This was part of her soul's growth, my soul's growth. So I can see the bigger picture. At the time, I wasn't awakened to all of this. And there was tons and tons of grief. So when I was moving through my grief and allowing it to come through me, I would sit in front of the mirror and I would look at myself in the eyes and I would say, Michelle, you lost your daughter. Like, sit with this, feel it. Like, this is real. Like, allow the pain to be here, allow it to come through you. And then let it go and know that everything is perfect. And you came into this earth suit for this experience and you're not sure why yet, but you're just going to surrender and trust that you're not meant to suffer and that you're meant to do something with this. So my mirror method for manifesting was actually created back then through my grief. And what I learned by sitting in front of a mirror and connecting with myself was it gave me such resilience and it gave me such a connection to me where everyone started to mention, wow, Michelle, you're really connected to yourself. Like you really know yourself. And it was thanks to my daughter. If I didn't go through that experience, I would have never connected. So I would do this practice often where I would sit in front of the mirror and feel whatever I was feeling, whether it was grief, whether it was sadness after a breakup, but I would connect, right? And I would tell myself things. I would do affirmations. I would say, you are so worthy of this. I love you. I am hugging you. I would connect with my inner child in the mirror. And then I started to think, wow, if I can really leave a mark doing this exercise on my own in my house and people can feel this activation or the results from it just from being around my energy, this is potent. So then I started to take my manifestations to the mirror. And anything that I wanted, I would look at myself in the eye and I would almost go into a deep, deep gaze where you're kind of like blurred. I would set intentions. I would tell myself I am the person that has the thing. I would do affirmations and I would connect deeply with my eyes and I would tell myself I am worthy of this desire. I would tell myself I am my desire and I would speak with conviction. And sometimes I would do it so well that it would spark emotion. So when you use the mirror method, you are rewiring your belief system. You are telling yourself with conviction that you are this new person. Okay. So sometimes we need that push. We need somebody to say, you are this. I expect more of you. Come on, let's go. We want that motivation. And how beautiful is it that we can do it to ourselves? We can look at ourselves in the mirror and say, I expect more from you. I love you. You are so worthy of having this. We are no longer that person that is living in lack. And you speak to yourself. So bring your manifestations to the mirror and tell yourself who you are. Remind yourself who you are. Be really, really strong with it. Speak with conviction. And then at the end of it, you can do it for as long as you want. And at the end of it, you show gratitude. You say, I am so proud of you. You created this life. You created this abundance. You created this relationship and you did it. We did it. It is done. It is done. It is done. and you end the exercise there. You get up and then you go do something that feels good. Maybe you eat yummy food or you call a friend. You keep the feeling going. Okay, so that's the first method, is the mirror method. And I learned that from my daughter through my grief. So kudos to her for teaching me that. She's taught me so many things in this lifetime, and I never even heard her speak. And she's taught me so many lessons. So shout out to her. If you guys ever get a manifestation from using the mirror method, please honor my daughter and thank her, and she will start sending you hearts wherever you go. She sends me hearts wherever I go. I got tattoos of hearts here, one on my chest in memory of her, and that's why they're all over my house. Those are my signs from her. So she will start to connect with you when you start seeing hearts. Okay, the second method is simple journaling. You are going to pick one statement and you're going to write it at least 40 times. Okay, you're going to get into this mechanical mode where you're just writing it and saying it out loud, writing it and saying it out loud. I am so grateful now that I'm making $10,000 a month. I am so grateful now that I just purchased my dream car. I am so grateful now that I'm in the relationship of my dreams. And you just pick one statement, okay? And you're going to write it at least 40 times. And you're mechanical with it. So we need to rewire the subconscious to start believing what we're writing. Okay, so that's the second method. You're picking one statement and you're writing it 40 times. You can do all three of these methods that I'm teaching you today. They all work. And if you do them all together, it's more bang for your buck. Okay, so the third one is what I call imaginal acts. And you do this right before bed, and you're laying in your bed and you're playing out a scenario of where you're getting your desire. Either you have the desire or you're living in it. So it could be somebody handing you a check. It could be you in your dream house cooking. It could be you just living life the way you want to be living life. Maybe you're walking on a plane and you're headed to an island and you can hear the music. Maybe you're laying in a hammock on the island. You know, you're picking an imaginal act because your mind does not know the difference between what you're experiencing and what you're imagining. So let's really dance with our imagination and put ourselves in the desire. You know, if you want a partner and if you want a cozy home and they're cooking dinner together and you're going in a hot tub together, you're doing all those things, you know, maybe do a 5-minute scenario of when your partner comes home from work and you two just take it from there and you're spending like 5 or 6 hours together. What are you doing? What are you talking about? What are you eating? Go into sensory mode. You're smelling things, you're tasting things. And this is all while you're just laying in bed before you fall asleep. Okay. So, right before you fall asleep, your subconscious, it's almost like a box is open and you're pushing things into the box. And then when you go to sleep, the box closes and then the universe gets what's in that box and then it delivers it. And there's usually some lag time. So, the more you put those imaginal acts into your subconscious box, the more the universe receives the same thing over and over again. And it's like, wow, they're really serious about this. We're going to deliver this. And then it's out of our control. And then we detach, and you can watch this video, I'll link it here, about detaching and letting go and why it's so important and how manifestations can come in really fast when you let it go. Okay, so these three methods, you're going to use the mirror method, the journaling method. I am so grateful now that you're going to write it 40 times. And then you're going to do an imaginal act before bed. Okay, I want you guys to try these. Try all three, try one, see what feels good for you. If you only like to journal, then just journal. Okay, you have to figure out what works for you. Just like when we were in elementary school, in high school, we had to know what kind of learners we are. Do we like to hear things? Do we like to see things? Do we like to touch things? So you have to understand yourself and your vibration and what feels good for you. You can't just go watch a manifestation video from a coach who's teaching it one way and that doesn't resonate with you. You have to try it all out and see what clicks, see what drops in, and then look back and be like, oh, I did imaginal acts and that thing came super, super fast. So for me, I manifested $30,000 in 6 months, which is a long time. And then I learned to do imaginal acts and I manifested $25,000 in 3 to 4 weeks. It was like 3.5 weeks. So I learned that when I do my imaginal acts and I lay into the feeling and I imagine somebody handing me a check for 4 nights in a row. I just did it for 4 nights in December. January 13th, a woman handed me a check for $25,000. So that worked. Where before, when I did the $30,000, I had written it on a piece of paper and I put it on the walls in my house. And I was like, I'm so grateful now that I have $30,000. And I would just say it. I wouldn't imagine how it would come in. I would just see the words. That took 6 months. So I learned that for me and my energy, my imagination is potent. When I see things happening, they actually happen. So you just have to figure out what works for you. I know I had a client who was writing that she wanted to receive $10,000 a month, and then the universe brought her a job, but the job wasn't her dream job. So she had to pivot. So now we're going to work on being specific about what kind of job is going to pay her that $10,000. It has to be a job that she loves to do and she feels good and she can create her own hours. So if you're getting a manifestation that you're not happy with, you can uncreate it and create something new. You just have to go back to the drawing board, think of a new imaginal act where you're doing something that you really, really love. And then the universe will push that out for you and it will deliver. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. If you need help, everything's in the description box below. I do one-on-one coaching. I do an 8-week mentorship program. I love helping my clients manifest all of their desires. Your every hope, your every wish, your every dream is meant to become your reality. Never, ever forget that. All right, lovies, thank you for supporting me and my channel, and I will see you in the next one. All right, and don't forget, you look amazing today. Go flaunt that. All right, lovies, peace out.